We are the International League of People's Struggle, the largest global formation of its kind in the world, militantly anti-imperialist and democratic, with hundreds of member organizations, which in turn have millions of individual members in scores of countries on all continents. This event on the eve of APEC is not our first such outing. Our anti-imperialist United Front formation, the ILPS, was conceived on the eve of the famous Battle of Seattle. Actually, I was there many years ago, against the World Trade Organization.
The world leaders and the corporate elite continue to peddle the illusion that inclusive growth will be achieved through imperialist globalization and all these neoliberal policies. They focus on integration, connectivity, and cooperation, which are the important themes in this year's APEC, as major factors that will bring about the economic growth. But reality speaks otherwise. Instead of inclusive growth, there is only growth for the exclusive club of the world's richest. There is today unprecedented income inequality under the regime of globalization. Of the $250 trillion world assets, the top 1% of the population owns almost exactly 50%, while the bottom 50% of the population combined only owns 1%. There are 805 million hungry, or 1 in 9 people. Almost all of them live in the developing world. Increase in world food prices and daily cost of living has tremendously depleted the real wages of and income of the poor. There are also 100 million homeless and 1 billion people who live in slums. And this figure, of course, has increased because of development aggression, disasters, and wars.
We can see that workers' wages across the globe are being cut. Insecure unemployment grows, as does unemployment. Spending on the people's needs is cut, the people's assets are being sold, and taxes on the poor are growing. And if you look at Australia as a case in point, supposedly a rich capitalist country, you have 2.2 million people living in poverty, and 600,000 of those are children.
I came here to tell the story of the Palestinians because there are two stories, the Zionist one and the Palestinian one. The world believed the Zionist narration, and they denied our right to narrate our story. Nowadays, things are changing because our people are trying to take their rights by force. When I say by force, it means that people under occupation has the right to resist by all means, including armed struggle. This is in the United Nations Charter. But according to the balance of forces, now the resistance of peoples are called terrorist acts, like what's happening in Palestine as an example, or in any other part of the world. While the terrorists are those who are going to attend the meeting in APEC. They are militarizing not only the military, but also changing the military to police, supporting them with all means of security systems, new developed weapons for the police. And people all the time have to bear the violence of the police. It's because their governments meant to turn the police not to protect the people but to oppress the people.
Long live international solidarity. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
Free, free Palestine!